a life of popularity, a life of fame, a life filled with wealth and glamour, a life with the power to move the world. For some people, this truly may be the greatest life, because not everyone can live such a life. We cannot deny its value, but I want to say this carefully and honestly. The greatest life is a life lived true to who you are. Living as yourself is living well, and living well as yourself is the greatest life. A rabbit lives well by living like a rabbit. A tiger lives well by living like a tiger. No matter how hard a rabbit tries, it cannot live as a tiger. When you don't yet know who you are, you need many experiences. That is why living in a city can be a meaningful choice. But once you gain a certain level of self-awareness, once you begin to understand what kind of person you are, then choosing an environment where you can live as yourself becomes the wiser choice. That environment does not have to be a modern city. For some, a life close to nature or closer to our origins is where they finally become themselves. What truly matters is not the place, but whether you can live as yourself there. And a life true to who you are is not a selfish life. It is not a life focused only on yourself. A truly authentic life is one where you discover your place in the world and live in harmony with it. A life lived true to yourself naturally connects to happiness. When you live as yourself, happiness is not something you chase as a goal. It becomes something that follows you. Happiness does not come from being perfect. It comes from feeling that you are enough. In goals, success and failure may be the standard, but in life, the standard is not success or failure. The standard is you. When your own existence is no longer at the center of your life, no matter how hard you work, you slowly begin to lose yourself. In the end, you stop living as a human being and start living like a machine. At that point, what you give off is no longer the warmth of a person, but the smell of oil. Burnout, exhaustion, collapse are not simply signs that you are tired. They are signs that you have been consumed for far too long. They are signals from your very existence. That is why I say this. A life lived true to who you are is not the greatest life, but the best possible life. And now, I want to leave you with one question. To live a life true to who you are, what kind of daily life are you living right now?